Hi, this is Krista at The Secret Yarnery. Today I'm going to show you the best advent calendar ever. Welcome back to everybody who's returning, and hi to anybody stopping by for the first time, welcome. This channel is all about crochet and crochet related goodness, unless it's getting close to Christmas, and now we're throwing in some other little tidbits and goodness. I have 4 kids. My oldest is 12 and my youngest is 5. So many birthdays. We did one of my middle children just turned 10, so I have to calculate the ages. But we have 12, 10, 6, and 5. So I have done a lot of advent calendars over the years. Plus, I'm a bit of a Christmas over-the-top person. So started out with the normal thing, and I know you can get the little peel-out windows with the chocolates inside. I live in Kenya. They're really hard to find, and then half the time they're stale, and they're like 15 or 20 bucks each, which is fine if you have one kid, but one little chocolate end of the day, it's not really what I had in mind for advent calendar. With my son, I could do anything because it was just my firstborn, because there's only one kid, so that's great. Then with my daughter, I was like, let me get these. So I have one. And yes, this is, okay, hold on. One of these little guys from Amazon. I'll put a link in the description box below. These are great if you only have 1 or 2 kids. And if you only want to put a small little thing inside, like one little chocolate or whatever. They're cute, they're numbered, they're in order. You don't really have to look for the number. It's cute. Nothing wrong with it. It doesn't really help you count down the days, but I dig it. I mean, I thought it was a great idea. It is still in the plastic. I have never used it. Met my son, one of my sons, in December. So that Christmas, I had 3 kids instead of 2, never used these. So I have 2 of these, still in the boxes, haven't used them. Great idea, didn't work out. I think I did go back to buy another one for the next year, so I would have 3, which was my intention, but then didn't find the same one, and then they have to be matching because it's me, so that was a problem. So I went all out. I had another great idea, thank you Pinterest, for this advent calendar, which is a bunch of matchboxes, the bigger, let me put it down, bigger matchboxes, and I got antique paper on the inside and on the outside, and then I numbered, that's the same color. I numbered, color-coded the numbers on the front. Oh, there's red. So there was the 3 colors, and they're all different papers, and then I hung them on a separate Christmas tree. So we put a little Christmas tree, not that little, a medium Christmas tree, like a 4-foot Christmas tree on my dining room table, and hung all these on them, and then the kids would have to find their number and their box that day. And it was pretty great, because you had the whole time, like you didn't have to have them full at the beginning of the year. Just that day you had to go and find the appropriate number and put a little treat inside. Worked out pretty good, but some things didn't fit inside, like little like mini Cheetos or like whatever, little snacks. I try not to just give my kids candy, so, or chocolates. So that was great and I loved it. And I used it for 2 years. And then I met another one of my sons. So we had 4 kids for that Christmas, couldn't use this anymore. Because you can't have one kid left out and people share it, like, anyway. So this one went out the window. Well, not out the window, it got boxed up. And I do love it. It was a lot of work, and I could technically go and get more matchboxes and do it again in another color. But the tree, I'd have to get a bigger tree because it was already pretty full. I'll put a picture. Pretty full Christmas tree. Loved it, great idea. Pain in the ass to do. That was like a lot of work. So let me just put this down. That was a pain in the butt, but beautiful, and I loved it. Then one of my kids, I think it was probably that year when I had 4 children, was like, hey mom, where's the advent calendar? And I was like, what? It was already into December. I was like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? Ran to the kitchen, boom. What is this, you might ask? Best thing in the world. Christmas pot. So what do? Anytime that day, you have to just remember to throw something in there for however many kids you have. And the kid who behaves the best gets to dig around first. So I hold it up like above their eye level, so they have to like reach in, they can't see what it is, and anything fits in here. You can go to the dollar store. I got sunglasses one year, or like pencils and eraser sets, or like anything. You're not limited to little dinky things that fit in little dinky things. You can put anything in there. If you only have one child, you can also just put 24 things in there, and the child can pick, like blindly, pick every day something from the Christmas pot. So I thought I was failing as a parent, like how bad is that? You were not prepared, and boom, Christmas pot. So the trick is to get a light pot. This is not a light pot. I should have got a light pot. I have a light pot, but I was not thinking. This is my light pot. It's like much more aluminum-y, but the lid is glass. So I would swap that out for a lid like with a handle like that. And then just put ribbons in this loop at the top, or pom-poms, or yarn, or whatever you want, or just leave it and call it Christmas pot. You can also just put them on the handles, or whatever you want to do, but I just decorate a pot like this. Go for big and go for lightweight. So then you just go around, and after dinner, when everybody's behaved, you're like, shaky, 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 who's ready for Christmas pot? And those kids, I'm telling you, they're eating vegetables, like they love it. And they're so sad when Christmas pot stops. Now, the downside of it, it doesn't count down to Christmas, right? Like there's not like a 10, 9, 8, nothing to it. So to solve that little problem, we do this one. This Christmas bell. So Christmas bell, this is basically plastic bowls. It's a plastic bowl and a lid of some sort that I have glue gunned a bunch of ribbons onto, and off the bottom edge down here. And then hanging down from the center, I made 3 chains. This is when I had 3 children, but I'm just gonna do 1 chain, and then whoever gets to do it that day gets to do it. But I just put like a loop, I cut a hole and glue gunned like a loop of string in the bottom part to hang down, and then paper chains going down, which I could have done for the video, but paper chains hanging down, and they can take off 1 per day. Oh, this is from a couple years ago already. And then there's a countdown on the paper chains. I write with a marker. See, that's the 23rd on there. So you just take one of those chains off, and then the kids can see how far away Christmas is. But I would make bigger chains this year. I'm gonna make like 4-inch chains, so like 8-inch strips of paper, or just like across the paper, like cut it widthwise into strips and just put them on so they can really see the days going up. And I'm only gonna do like 1 paper strand in there. And then that is the countdown. That is when Christmas is gonna be, and they can see when Christmas is. Plus it looks pretty cool. So plastic bowl, you can even see, and I spray painted it so it wouldn't show through ugly, but you can see the fruit in there. Yeah, it was like 50 cents. And then ribbon, it's been packed. I guess I could have plumped it up for the video. Sorry about that. So some wire ribbon in there so that it's cute and doesn't look like it was crushed in a box for a few years. But that is Christmas bell. So we do Christmas bell, it's heavy, and Christmas pot. This is Christmas. This is the best ever. And you don't have to remember Christmas pot until like the kids remind you, and you can go throw anything inside, including like 50 cents or whatever, because they can't see inside, and it's supposed to be empty all day. They can't go and peek because you haven't put anything in there. So that is my hot tip for anybody who has children or visiting children. Even if you're a grandparent and you just have your kids coming over every now and again, or your grandkids, it's like, oh yeah, grandma has a Christmas pot. Hell yeah, grandma does. Nailing it. So super cute. And then I just changed the ribbons to match whatever theme, whatever your color scheme is for that year, or just a traditional green and red. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed those little tips, or my little tips about Christmas and how to keep kids excited, counting down, and not stress out about presents and advent calendars and the 12 days of Christmas and all the rest of it. So that's what I do at my house. What do you do at your house? Do you have an advent calendar? If so, I'd love to hear what you do down below in the comments. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I had a great time with you, and I hope you did also. If you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button down below. We have videos coming out every weekday at 8 a.m. Central, and usually they're crochet related, but they're also depending on the season. So have a super great day. Merry Christmas and stay hooked. Hi, this is Krista at The Secret Yarnery. Are you looking for... I should have Googled that. With this. Yeah, Anthony. Pardon me? What? Did he flick you on the noggin?